Folks, we'll be streaming the pregame ceremonies celebrating the 1994 team in just a bit. We put up the live stream just so that you can see, even though there's been weather in the area, we are, in fact, looking like a pretty close to on-time start. See you soon.
baseball. Jesuit came into the state finals as number 10 in the U.S. Today rankings and finished the season ranked number 5. In 1992, Jesuit went all the way to the Class 3A state finals before losing to Seminole Stanford. And in 1993, they were back into the Final Four before losing in a heartbreaker against Lake Wales by a score of 3-2. John Crumley came into the 1994 season saying, "People wrote us off this year after we lost a bit of pitching depth. We weren't ranked in the preseason national poll, but we had the quality, competitiveness, and experience we need to remain competitive, and we're back, and were they." Jesuit got out of the district by defeating Plant by a score of 3-1, and then defeated Jefferson by a score of 8-1. Then they turned around and they had to take on Braden and Southeast in a regional quarterfinal. An interesting sidelight to that was late in the game, in fact, right at the end of it, Coach John Crumley put on the squeeze. It turns out that Gasparino wisely did not take up on the signal, and Eric Sims came in and scored, and then Gasparino lashed a single out in right field, and that gave them a 3-2 win over Braden and Southeast. Then they turned around and they defeated Student Martin County by a score of 4-0. Then, all of a sudden, they had to face Jefferson again, even though Jefferson didn't maximize on 5 Jesuit errors, leaving 14 men on base. The Tigers escaped with a 5-4 victory. After that, they turned around and they headed off to the state finals where they were going to take on Oakland Park Northeast. Interestingly, yours truly sat down in the stands, and before I got comfortable in my seat, they had already scored 10 runs in the first inning, in fact, 11 runs. An example of that outburst, Jason Michaels, who's here tonight, had a triple and a double and 4 RBIs in the first inning. John Crumley said, "Oh, not going to waste my starter." Craig Brown took him out of the game and proceeded to put in Jody Valdez, who's here. He pitched innings 2-4, and Jeff Jackson pitched innings 5-7, and they turned around and defeated Northeast 11-3. Now it comes Saturday. They're going to take on Clearwater, which was kind of a surprise in the final. Craig Brown was back on the mound because he was eligible. He ended up pitching a 4-hitter and struck out 11 batters. So that's where we are. Now let's meet some of those who've come back this evening as we honor them for their accomplishments 30 years ago this season. An infielder, Matt Domenico. Representing Brian Hott are his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Hott. The pitcher that I mentioned already, Jeff Jackson. A utility player on the team, Chris Judson. A person who went on to have further success being only a sophomore on the team, a pitcher and infield, Ronnie Merrill. As Eric Sims' father used to refer to this young man, the Jaybird, Jason Michaels, who took over center field on that team. The next person, it was like he was a son of Ireland because his father was in the stands all the time with a beautiful Irish smile. None other than the catcher, T.J. Malarkey. The next person moved on from baseball. Just the other evening, he advanced the Jesuit soccer team to the next round of the postseason. Catcher, outfielder, designated hitter, speed, Eric Sims. The third baseman on the team now has a son on the freshman team, Wes Trombley. The twins, Jody Valdez, a pitcher who was mentioned earlier, and his twin brother, Jeff Valdez, who was primarily a catcher. And another person we want to introduce is the Bat Boy, namely John Crumley's son, J.J. Crumley, who went on to experience success as a baseball player at Jesuit in later years, and his horde of children. None other than Steve Stick Morgan, who was one of the assistant coaches on the varsity and head coach of the junior varsity. mention, who's now deceased, John Canfield. He coached first base. We sang happy birthday to him every other game. John Canfield, we remember you. May your soul rest in peace. And now, heading out to throw out this first pitch, none other than the head coach, John Crumley. We ask the players and their families to please go out behind the mound and witness whether or not John will be able to reach the plate. The team ended up 33-4 that season. As I said, they ended up number 5 in the USA Today poll. Interestingly, they also put 3 players on first team All-Suncoast, Jason Michaels, Clint Canal, and Billy Gasparino. Second team All-Suncoast, Brian Haught, TJ Malarkey, and Jeff Jackson. And honorable mention, Darryl Howery, Eric Sims, and Jody Valdez. Others that were not able to make it this evening, but we want to mention them: Billy Ashby, Craig Brown, Clint Canal, T.J. Lane, Alex Lorente, Stephen Reagan. Once again, folks, a round of applause for the first state championship team of Jesuit baseball. As you look out on that scoreboard, there have been a few after that, but it all got started in 1994. Thanks for coming back, folks. Congratulations. How do you do, guys?
What a special moment here at Hyer Family Park here at Jesuit, ready to play the Gaither Cowboys. But before that, you have to ponder for a minute. If there's one word that comes to mind whenever you think of Jesuit High School, it is tradition. And that's about the most perfect example of it here tonight. You see these Jesuit alums from that 1994 state championship team out there on the field with their children, with their wives, some with their parents. Just a wonderful sight. That is the team that got it started. You see out in right center field on that scoreboard 6 state championship teams. That's the 1994 team all the way to the left. And then after that, you had one in 97, 2000, 2014, 2019, and 2 years ago in 2022, last year, getting to the state finals, just not coming out on top. So this run of success really dates back a few decades and, again, underscores the concept of tradition. And that tradition continues tonight with an opponent from up Dale Mabry Highway, and that's the Gaither Cowboys. Gaither will send out to the mound tonight Michael Fernandez. Michael is a left-hander who will go on and pitch for the Hurricanes down at the University of Miami. Countering him will be Reed Bymiller, the lefty that Miguel Menendez is going to send out there to pitch for the Tigers. He will carry his talents up north to Gainesville when he finishes up here. We'll have the meeting at the plate here shortly, and then we will get the second game of the 2024 season underway.
Going to meet the umpires will be their respective coaches, and once again, when you look back to 1994, I think Willie Larkin had been an umpire for at least 10 years in 1994. This is Willie's 50th year as an umpire. Congratulations, Willie. We always remember Willie from 1994. He found his way to the press box. They asked if there was any food. The results are obvious.
Well, you know it's important when Jarrett Guthrie from 813 Preps is here, and he's standing behind the meeting at home plate getting some footage I'm sure you will see online at 813 Preps later. As far as links to this, you can watch this live stream on the Jesuit Facebook page. That's Jesuit Baseball on Facebook. And also the Jesuit Tigers Sports Network on YouTube. You will have to put up with hearing my commentary. I'm Dr. Doug Politz, parent from 2020, having a son on that 2019 team that won the state championship in his junior year. That was Henry. And along with others from that team that are still playing ball. Camden Manasseh, Bennett Lee, Josh Mallets, Turner Thompson. Lots of them still playing. I believe Trip Russo's still playing. You've got a number of these guys. And then beyond that, you've got Jamie Arnold up at FSU, who I saw slinging it the other day. Derek Westfall is still playing ball. You just really, you look across the college baseball landscape, and this Tampa Bay area has so many players that then go on to play on ESPN and then go on into the pro ranks. It's quite a place. If you can come out of here successfully, you're doing something right. And so far, Miguel Menendez is doing something right. Okay, we will be back with you here once the game gets underway. Welcome aboard, folks. Hello, live streamers. It is 7:15, and it is time for some high school baseball here at Hyer Family Park. We are a few minutes late because a storm rolled through here. A very quick storm. Line of showers ran through here, but the field is in great shape. It's going to be Jesuit and Gaither. We celebrated the 1994 state championship team that got it all started, the first of 6 state championships for the Jesuit Tigers. Tonight, McCall Miller, future Florida Gator, the lefty, is going to start on the mound for the Tigers. Low 90s fastball, a nice breaking ball, and he'll be pitching to Vincent DiCarlo. Across the infield, we'll have Noah Sheffield at third, Jacob Lozano at shortstop, Dean Spoto at second base, and Will Burke at first base. Across left to right in the outfield is going to be Jack Clark, DJ Perella, and Zane Pestalozzi. And there is a stiff breeze still left over from that line of thunderstorms. It is blowing the flag straight in from right field. I guess you could say blowing balls hit up to left field foul if I had to be a soothsayer here. But let's get this started. First off is going to be Jackson Mirza.
Getting started, number 11, Jackson Mirza, the center fielder.
And Jackson, left-handed hitting junior center fielder, going to go to USF and play for the Bulls. His dad actually played on the UT National Championship team with Miguel Menendez and Louis Martinez from the Jesuit Tigers coaching staff. McCall a little bit short hop there on his first offering, and that's going to be ball 1 to Mirza. That one finds its mark over the outside corner, and we have called strike 1. So now it's a ball and a strike. And McCall working, looks like he's working, standing sideways on the rubber there. A bouncing ball to second base. Spoto grabs it, fires it over in time to Burke, and that's out number 1. But anyway, McCall, he goes into the windup from sort of a side standing position there.
Number 6, Angel Hernandez, the second baseman.
And he's all the way to his right side of the rubber. That's going to bring up Angel Hernandez, the second baseman. And he takes a look at ball 1.
It is
Angel, yeah. Angel, and I'll go through the others with you in a bit. That's a strike. A swing and a miss. And now McCall Miller is up ahead now. Ball, 2 strikes. He's got one away on that ground out to Spoto at second base. And we'll see what he does with Angel Hernandez here. He lets that one fly, but it sails a little bit wide. Evens up the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Just getting underway. Top of the first inning. 1 out. That is hit up in the air. Also over to Spoto. He looks like he's camped under it. But the wind is whipping around, and it looks like that one just carried him over towards center field. And not able to get the snag under it. And that is ruled an error.
Now stepping to plate number 1, Nico Lopez, the first baseman.
That's going to bring up Nico Lopez. There's a runner on second now. Let me get caught up here, folks. Okay, yeah, I expect that those high pop-ups tonight are going to give the guys some trouble. I don't think that's going to be our last mishap on a high pop-up tonight. Right-handed hitting Lopez. Sharp grounder. Scooped up by Burke, calls off by Miller, and steps on the bag himself. Nicely played. That does get the runner over to third base.
2 outs and a runner over at third. The batter is number 24, David Pena, the shortstop.
And the switch-hitting shortstop, David Pena, he is headed to UAB next year. And he'll now face by Miller with 2 outs. He kicks and he fires and he drops a curveball right in, finds a home in the strike zone right over the inside corner. That one sliced into the bank parking lot for strike 2. And he gets him looking on another nice breaking ball. Ends up right on the inside corner. Boy, you keep throwing that one, McCall, and you're going to have some success tonight. Nicely done. All right, so in the top of that first inning, you had no runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 Cowboy left on base. After 1/2 of 1 inning, it is Jesuit 0 and the visiting Cowboys 0. All right. We head into the bottom half of the first inning. Jesuit's going to send a familiar face to lead things off, and that's DJ Perella. Top priority for the Cowboys is going to be to keep him off the base paths.
The Tigers, assistant coach Timmy Knowles over first, Louis Martinez at the plate. Number 9, DJ Perella, the center fielder.
DJ, the center fielder, senior, headed to Florida Gulf Coast after graduating here at Jesuit. He is a 17-time perfect game all-tournament selection. And we'll lead off with him. Then comes Jack Clark, the left fielder, Vincent DiCarlo, the catcher, and Noah Sheffield, third baseman. He'll be followed by Pestalozzi in right field, Lozano shortstop, Burke first base, Spoto second base, and Cannon Murtaugh DHing tonight. The first pitch from future Miami Hurricane, Mikey Fernandez, and the big lefty misses up and away, ball 1. And that's fouled straight up toward the right side, and it's going to drift out of play. It's a ball and a strike now. That one is bounced over to the left side. Shortstop coming in, scoops it with one hand, fires it across, but off the target. And DJ's going to make a break to second base. No, he's going to think that over. Returning very quickly back, and a great job by Ryder Warner, the catcher, to follow him down there and be there. They almost got him overrunning, thinking the better of trying to advance to second base. But that's going to be an infield hit on a good, really a good play all around there. A great play by the shortstop, just happened to be off with the throw. But on the run, a tough play anyway, and would he have gotten the speedy Perella? Don't know about that. Jack Clark, headed to High Point University next year, a senior, 9-time perfect game all-tournament selection. And DJ Perella at first base after the infield single. And the check with me, toss over to first base just to keep him honest. Mikey Fernandez the Cowboy lefty, ace of the staff, comes set at the belt and throws back over there. They have obviously gotten the scouting report on Perella. DJ is allergic to first base. When he gets there, he can't wait to get away from there and get down to second base. And there he goes. First move. And he is in there with time to spare. They cut off the throw. No, I think just one. I don't think he ever pitched. He just threw two. You saw one on each hand? Okay. Okay. And that is a nice change up there. I can't tell what he's got to count. The home plate umpire, that's a called strike, but I don't know what the umpire, if he has this as 1-2. Sorry, folks. See if DJ makes a break for third base. That is too tall. And it's now 2-2. Left fielder Jack Clark has a big hole on the right side. It wouldn't even take a very strong ground ball to get through that hole and score Perella. Let's see how Jack does with 2 strikes against Mikey Fernandez. He kicks and fires, and there's that changeup. Boy, that is one heck of a pitch. He is going to have a lot of success with that pitch, especially if his fastball is in the strike zone.
Number 24, Vincent DiCarlo, catcher.
All right, bottom of the first here at Hyer Family Park. 1 runner aboard, DJ Perella. Vincent DiCarlo comes up. Catcher and 3-hole hitter facing Mikey Fernandez. And there's a curveball that finds a home right down Broadway, and that's a good take. That's not really the one you want to start your at-bat swinging at. You're not going to get much good wood on that. 0-1, Vincent headed to North Carolina State. Lots of future college players out here tonight, as always. There's that same, now that's a curveball, and it may be that that's what he was throwing earlier. It looked like a changeup coming out of his hand earlier on, but whatever it is, this off-speed pitch has no one making contact so far. So it's 0-2. Let's see what Fernandez comes with. He checks Perella, fires it up and away, and DiCarlo takes a nice hack and fouls it out of play to the right side over into the bank parking lot. And as they used to say, this is where you just shorten up, and Certainly love to get this into play onto the right side of the infield and get DJ over to third. And there's that same pitch. Goodness gracious. The delivery looks just the same, and it's about 10 miles an hour slower. Boy, that is going to be a tough one, a really, really tough one to get a good piece of tonight. If he stays on with that, this is going to be a long night for the Jesuit hitters. Noah Sheffield comes up. Third baseman Noah has been a 3-time tournament MVP in Perfect Game tournaments, headed to FSU next year. He takes a mighty hack on a fastball, kind of up in the strike zone. And I wonder here if DJ's going to take off. I mean, you can get a really healthy lead out there off second base. And that one is looped into shallow center field. It's going to land, and that's going to score DJ. That's how you do it. That's exactly how you do it, Noah. On a pitcher like this, even though that one's on the handle, he muscled it out there into shallow center field, and that's an RBI single for Noah Sheffield. Zane Pestalozzi, the right fielder, headed to Campbell University next year, and that is just off the outside corner. I think Fernandez and Warner both thought that was going to be called a strike. It was not, so Pestalozzi jumps ahead. 1-0. We got 2 outs, 1 run already across the plate. That's DJ Perella, who had an infield single, stole second, and then scored on an RBI single from Noah Sheffield, who's at first base now. There's a swing and a miss on a nice hack from Zane Pestalozzi. Just came up empty. Too high. And Mikey Fernandez reared back and hummed that one, but off the mark, too tall, and we got 2 balls and a strike. And he's back to that off-speed pitch. And, you know the guy has confidence in it when he throws it when he's down in the strike. When he needs a strike, he's throwing that changeup. He has been off the mark with his fastball. And now he's got deuces wild. There goes Noah. And a high fastball gets Zane swinging. And that's going to do it for the first inning. After the bottom half of the first inning is 1 Jesuit Tiger run, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. After 1 complete, it is Jesuit 1 and Gaither 0. You are listening to and watching the Jesuit Tigers Sports Network.
24, S.J. Brown.
All right, S.J. Branhan is going to lead things off. He is the right fielder for the Cowboys. He'll be followed by Josh Cho, the left fielder, and Ryder Warner, the catcher. They'll face McCall Bymiller, who threw 12 pitches in the first inning and now enjoys a 1-0 lead. That is chopped down the third base line and foul. Folks, if you're watching on Facebook, you'll see in the comment section, as my British colleagues would say, it's rubbish. It's somebody claiming that they're streaming this. This is the only place you're getting the stream. So don't go click any of those links. All right. 0-2, and McCall gets him on 3 straight pitches, and McCall Bymiller is matching Mikey Fernandez, and it is nice to see these two lefties battling it out.
Number 2, Josh Cho, the left fielder.
And then stands Josh Cho. Josh, the left fielder. He taps one, a high hopper, Baltimore chop, and McCall, nice play, comes over, grabs it, and tags him. Almost ran into each other there. A nice play by McCall Bymiller. Way to field your position there. That's going to be ground out to the pitcher.
Number 9, Ryder Warner, the catcher.
Ryder Warner, the catcher, conversing with Eric Mirza. He was the former teammate of Miguel Menendez and Luis Martinez over in that 98 national championship team from University of Tampa. A nice pitch, but just a little bit down from McCall. And Bymiller, the future Florida Gator, 13-time perfect game all-tournament selection. That one just off the plate inside. And now it's 2 balls and no strikes. Top of the second inning, 1-0 Jesuit. That one down and in. And it's 3-0. Breeze still now it's sort of blowing right to left off and on. It was coming straight in from right field earlier, but now it's sort of blowing right to left. That's what we're talking about. Right over the inside corner, 3 balls and a strike, and McCall seems to have found more of a groove with that one. Same pitch, and fills up the strike zone and fills up the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to the catcher Warner. Oh no, I think he got him on that one. He did. He hit by pitch, and he's going to probably have a courtesy runner. Let's see. Kevin Brunette is going to come up as the DH, and I don't see who the courtesy runner is. I can't make out his number for Warner, so he can go get his gear on and get ready to come out and catch. Anyway, Kevin Brunette. The designated hitter, lefty on lefty, Bymiller versus Brunette. First pitch, a curveball. Oh, down and away. Looked like Brunette wanted to offer at it, but did not. 1-0 Jesuit, top of the second. So far, really a pitcher's duel here by Miller and Fernandez. And there goes the runner. He's off and running. The throw is bounced in there and nicely fielded by Spoto and dropped the tag right on his helmet, just not in time. Nice job on that one by DiCarlo to get rid of it quickly and get it down there, just not able to get the speedy courtesy runner. I'm sorry I don't have his name right now. Good play on everybody's part. And McCall looks in. He's got 2 outs, but he's got a 2-0 count here on the DH, Kevin Brunette, who calls timeout. A strike over the outside corner. I tell you, the Cowboy base runner has a hefty lead, and his secondary lead is even farther, but it's a left-handed batter. I can't imagine he's going to want to steal with 2 outs, with DiCarlo having that good of a look for the throw over to third base. Oh, he waved at it, but didn't go quite far enough to get a called strike there. And it's 3 balls and a strike. On deck, Anthony Linares, the third baseman, and then it'll be back to the top of the order. McCall, a long look into DiCarlo. He gets the sign, comes set up at his chin, kicks, fires, and that is strike 2 called. Everybody's body language. The umpire, the batter, McCall, everybody's body language looked like that was strike 3. And he kicks and fires, and that is hit into the air. Well, and DJ got a beat on it, turns around, grabs it at the warning track. Nicely played, and that's going to retire the side. All right, and the top half of the second inning, that is no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left on base. After 1.5, Jesuit 1, and Gaither 0. Hi, folks, you are watching and listening to the Jesuit Tigers Sports Network and Jesuit Baseball on Facebook. I'm Doug Polietz, enjoying, as always, bringing some high school baseball to you. Jacob Lozano is going to lead off the bottom half of the second inning, and the shortstop will be followed by Will Burke, the first baseman, Dean Spoto at second base, and Kenan Murtaugh, the DH.
Jacob Lozano, the shortstop.
All right, Lozano to face Mikey Fernandez, who has gotten off to a great start here. The lefty misses up with a fastball. His best friend has been that off-speed pitch. I don't think he's thrown it for a ball yet. Into his windup. And honestly, once he gets a handle on that fastball, I got to think that hits and base runners and runs are going to be tough to come by. Yeah, that one looked good. Okay. Lozano's worked himself to a 2-1 count. Nice job by Warner, as that looked maybe even a little bit off the plate, but a nice job of receiving, and he gets the call, and it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Full count. All right, we have not seen his off-speed pitch this at bat. He shakes off the first signal, and there it is, and there's strike 3. I tell you, that is another strikeout looking on a very, very good off-speed pitch. That's going to bring up Will Burke. And there's called strike 1. On Will Burke. And there's that off-speed pitch. Will takes a nice hack at it, but fouls it off into the parking lot, and he's in an 0-2 hole. He kicks and fires, and that one's too tall, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Bottom half of the second inning, 1-0. Perella scored on a Sheffield soft liner into center field to account for the only run of the game so far. That is a fastball well up and out, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 away. As the Gaither ace is now 29 pitches into this outing, 10 balls, 19 strikes. That one off the mark, and he fills up the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Well, his most reliable pitch to throw for a strike has been his off speed. We'll see if, with a full count, if that's what he does. He shakes off once. Let's see what he does. And he does throw that, and it gets a foul ball up in the air just beyond first base that is caught there by Nico Lopez. All right, that's two Tigers down, and that brings up Dean Spoto, the second baseman, who watches a fastball up in the zone. Well, technically out of the zone, ball 1. Spoto, a 6-time perfect game all-tournament selection. Fernandez throwing in the ball probably too wet and wanted a new one and overthrew his catcher, I guess making his point. How am I supposed to throw a strike with this thing? He can't even throw it into my catcher. All right, Mikey ready to bring his second pitch in, but that one lands too high as well, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Three balls and no strikes. It is, I'm telling you, when he gets a good handle on his fastball, I mean, it is an uphill battle for these batters if you have to face that off-speed pitch and a fastball with some zip that's in the zone. There it is. Comes back with a 3-0 fastball in the strike zone for a 3-1 count now. And Spoto watches ball 4, and he is aboard, and that's going to bring up Cannon Murtaugh, the designated hitter.
Number 21, Cannon Murtaugh, the designated hitter.
Cannon, a sophomore. This will be his first at bat of the season. Folks, if you are watching on Facebook or on YouTube, go into the comment section. Drop us a comment. Where are you? Who's your grandson, nephew, child that's playing here tonight? Love to see where everybody is. Fernandez, a long hold. And Cannon Murtaugh.
He hasn't pitched to this kid yet, has he?
He has not. And Cannon Murtaugh is still waiting his first pitch, but was not going to wait 1 second longer. Now everybody's ready. And Fernandez kicks and fires, and that's on the inside corner, according to the umpire. That one misses. Here comes the 1-1. There's that breaking ball, and it is a bear, I tell you. Right in for a strike, but it is locking up these Tiger hitters. And here comes the 1-2 from Mikey Fernandez, and he gets him swinging. There is no shame in that to go down on strikes to this guy. That's the bottom half of the second inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. One man left on base, and after 2 complete, it is Jesuit 1 and Gaither 0. That is a strike on the outside corner. And Noah Sheffield just came up to give McCall a little bit of encouragement. And now it's a 1-1 count to Angel Hernandez, the speedy Mirza at first base, the center fielder. And he heads back with the pickoff attempt. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 1-0 Jesuit. Top of the third, and right now Angel Hernandez, the second baseman, facing McCall Bymiller. He kicks and fires, and that one's off the mark. 2 balls and a strike. Not much of a breeze anymore. Boy, we had a strong, stiff wind coming in from right field to start the game, but not too much anymore. And I believe Angel Hernandez called time as McCall had come set and sort of stared down Jackson Mirza over at first base. And there he goes. The pickoff. It basically is a stolen base for Jackson Mirza as the pickoff throw went over to Burke. Burke then relays it to Lozano, but Mirza just too quick. Well done by Jackson Mirza, who's now in scoring position. So now 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. And you got the 2-hole hitter up. And then after him, the 3-hole hitter, Nico Lopez. And a foul ball straight back. And boy, does Jackson Mirza have a healthy secondary lead there. I mean, he is probably halfway down the line between second and third base. Eight o'clock, you can hear the bells chime over there.
Good God.
And a lot of activity out there from Jackson Mirza on the base pass beyond second base. He's really got McCall Bymiller's attention. And there goes the pickoff attempt, goes into center field, and it gets by Perella. And Mirza's going to come around and score. Goodness, well, all that activity out there sure did pay off. And I tell you what, that Jackson Mirza, he wreaks havoc on the base paths out there. So it was essentially an error on the pitcher on the errant throw to get him to third base, and then an error on the center fielder to bring him home.
Can't have 2 errors on 1 play, though, can you?
I don't think you can.
No?
I don't think. I mean, can you?
No, you can, Jess.
I mean, it
You're not supposed to.
Yeah.
no. I mean, it.
But you have no sign play.
And there's a curveball right down into the strike zone, and he gets him looking. A nice way to come back from that last play for McCall Bymiller.
So what do you do, E8, E1?
Yep. And now there are 2 outs, and this brings up Nico Lopez. Strike 1 called. Nico had that sharp ground out to first base his first time up. And we've got a tie ball game now. 1-1. And the pitch goes behind him. I thought it hit him, but it did not. It is 1 ball, 1 strike right now. And, yeah, they should have 1 run though.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
2 outs?
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
There's a strike. So, you know what? These are good innings for these guys to play against tough competition, other guys that are going to go play in college. And, you know, this is a good inning for McCall's career because he's going to go up to Gainesville. He'll have some tough innings there, too, because they have some great SEC teams he's going to face. And he comes back from the mishap, and he gets a swinging strikeout to get himself out of the inning. And I tell you what, that's going to come back and help him later on this year and, of course, beyond that. All right, the top half of the third inning, 1 run for the Cowboys on no hits, 2 errors, no men left on base, and after 2.5, it's 1-1.
Yes, I did. Yes.
Seems to be very professional, takes it very seriously.
All right, due up for Jesuit in the bottom half of the third inning is going to be the top of the order. That's going to be Perella, Clark, DeCarlo, Sheffield. And they will face Mikey Fernandez. And Mikey, in his first trip through the order, has registered 5 strikeouts, 3 swinging and 2 called. He's given up 2 hits, both singles, and a walk. So both pitchers doing well tonight and making it tough on these, both pitchers making it tough on the opposing lineups. So DJ had an infield single on a ground ball to the shortstop in the first inning, and he ultimately scored on the Sheffield single. And that's been the offense for Jesuit thus far. There's that changeup that is, again, a strike. I think he's 11 for 11. I'm just pulling that out of the air here, but I would guess he hasn't thrown one of those for a ball yet. There's a beautiful curveball that spins right down in the strike zone, and he's got a big smile on his face. I know he's thinking, if I got all this working, I'm going to have myself a good night. There's a curveball that was way outside, but after that last one broke so far, he gets a swing and a miss from Perella, who probably thought that was going to come on down in the strike zone. And I know DJ'd like that swing back because that curveball did not break as much as the previous one, and it would have been ball 1. So that's going to bring up Jack Clark. Jack headed to High Point University next year. And that's a ball. Bottom half of the third inning, it is all knotted up, 1-1. 1 ball. Foul ball, so 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 1 run each. Again, Mikey Fernandez for Gaither. He'll be going to Miami to pitch next year. There's a curveball, but that one drops in front of the plate. Clark lets it go and gets himself a 2-1 count. They'll probably, he's going to get another ball. Umpire gives it a once-over to make sure there aren't any big scuff marks. Puts it back in his little waste bag there. That is a little chopper over to third base. A nice play by Anthony Linares, who fields it on the run, tosses it over to first base in time for the 5-3 ground out. And that's 2 away. Okay, Vincent DiCarlo, who was called out on strikes his first time up. Vincent is an 11-time perfect game all-tournament selection. He has a curveball break behind him. Boy, I tell you, that sure looked like it hit him. And then all of a sudden it showed up in the catcher's glove. That's a great job catching that pitch. Anyway, he was voted, let's see, DiCarlo was named the Florida Dream Team Best Defensive Catcher this year. That is lined hard into foul territory just beyond third base. And DiCarlo now has a 1-1 count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. And the windup, and that's that off-speed pitch, but this time it's low. I mean, it's not going to be a strike every time, you got to think. 2 balls and a strike, 2 outs. Base is empty. Playing Vincent straight away. There's a lacrosse game going on over there. It looks like 11-2. Is that right? Okay. There's that off-speed curveball slash changeup. I got to tell you, that is, again, a called strike. And now Deuce is wild with 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And Mikey Fernandez, plenty of confidence, and he gets another changeup in there for strike 3. And I tell you what, you don't have to watch him long, folks, to see what the Miami Hurricanes like about him. Goodness. Okay. So in the bottom half of the third inning, it's no runs, no hits, no errors, no men left on base because nobody reached base. It is 1-1 after 3. I see a couple of comments on Facebook. Thanks for keeping me honest. But I do have to mute the microphone from time to time. There'll just be something going on or something making noise or something. We just have to get our stuff together up here. It is just me. So bear with me, guys. I'm scoring, announcing, running this live stream thing. So trying to make it look seamless, but it is far from it. All right, David Pena comes up, and he struck out looking his last time up. He starts off in the top half of the 4th inning, taking a strike, a curveball over the outside corner from McCall Bymiller, who's still in, and McCall is 47 pitches into this. That is a fastball, got away from him way behind the right-handed hitting Pena to even the count at 1-1. On deck is Branhan and Cho, and then Ryder Warner, the catcher. Up now, David Pena, the shortstop. And Bymiller with a curveball, I guess just off the outside corner. It's pretty close. Top half of the 4th, guys, 1-1, and the breeze has picked back up right to left. That is on the handle, right on the handle, and that is across to Dean Spoto. Spoto charging in, gets it. and gets it over to Will Burke for out number 1.
Number 34, S.J. Brennan, Cowboys right fielder.
Right fielder S.J. Brenhan comes in. He struck out swinging last time. That is sliced into right field. Is Pestalozzi going to get it? Yes, he does. Great job by Zane Pestalozzi. He comes in and gets a sliding grab to save a base hit. Nicely done, Zane. Okay, Josh Cho, the left fielder, comes up. He grounded out. He hit that sort of high hopper to the right side that McCall came rushing off the mound last time and grabbed it, and McCall sort of arrived at the ball and at the base runner at the same time, so it was an easy tag out. And that's a fastball right down the middle, ball 1. And that one, he moved it over where I guess the umpire likes that better, so that is strike 1. A ball and a strike, 2 outs here. And there's a curveball that does catch his shoe, and that's going to be a hit by pitch. That puts Cho on base, and that brings up Ryder Warner. Ryder was hit by pitch his first time up. At this point, top of the 4th, McCall is at 54 pitches. By contrast, 52 pitches for Mikey Fernandez for the Cowboys. So both lefties about dead even so far. Each has thrown 32 strikes and about 20 balls. Miller in the stretch. Warner waiting in the batter's box, and he hits that high to left field. Making his way over is Jack Clark. He's under it, and he's got it. That'll retire the side.
In the top of the 4th inning, the Cowboys win, and the score remains the same, 1-1 after 3.5.
Top half of the 4th inning, no Cowboy runs, no hits, no errors. 1 Cowboy left on base. After 3.5, it is Jesuit 1 and Gaither 1. All right, leading off the bottom half of the fourth inning is Noah Sheffield. He had that single to shallow center field to drive in Perella for the only run of the night for the Jesuit Tigers. Noah, a 16-time Perfect Game All-Tournament selection. He is the 16th ranked player in Florida in this senior class. And that one is high and tight for ball one. And Mikey Fernandez, 53 pitches at this point. 32 strikes, 21 balls. Now that one was about at the letters, called strike. And Noah has a ball and a strike on him now. There's that changeup that it's just it's got this, as they say, arm side run. It breaks, it sort of dives away from the right-handed hitters, and especially when he's got his fastball coming in tight to the right-handed hitters. That's just a devastating pitch. And there's that inside fastball right at the belt. A perfectly pitched at bat for Mikey Fernandez there. Noah does a lot of damage when you let him get his arms extended, and he just, you face a pitcher that throws everything to his correct spot and has you guessing like that. Sometimes you tip your hat and say, I'll get you next time. Zane Pestalozzi up. He has gone down swinging. There's a curveball. And that lands in the strike zone for strike one. And that one is lifted foul back into the bank parking lot, and quickly it is 0-2. And watching Mikey Fernandez, he smiles a lot. He has a lot of confidence out there. He and his catcher have a great rapport together. It just looks like he's enjoying himself. How can you not come into Jesuit and run through the order like this and have all your stuff working? Strike three called. I mean, and up steps Jacob Lozano, senior shortstop. And that one bounces in there. Left-hander Mikey Fernandez, 1-0 on Jacob Lozano. He's got 2 strikeouts already this inning. That is hit hard and high but foul. Hooked way off the left field line. And that amounts to strike one. And right now, let's see if Jacob can give the Tigers a base runner. There's that changeup. Comes right in for strike 2, so it's a ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. That one, a changeup down in the dirt. Good crowd here tonight. Gaither brought a real nice showing over here on the first base side. They're really behind their pitcher. Very vocal, lots of noise, you can hear it. That's a fastball too tall, and it's now a full count. And here comes the full count. And that is down low. And Jacob Lozano is aboard on balls. And that's going to bring up Will Burke. Burke popped up in foul territory, caught by the first baseman. His first time up. this point, Mikey Fernandez is at 65 pitches. And the way he's been rolling, I would think that the Jesuit lineup would like him to get to 85 sometime soon, and maybe they start having somebody warm up. It's a ball that's upstairs. Warner snags it and then made a threatening gesture down to first base, but holds on to the ball, doesn't risk a throw. Lozano not threatening to advance. Ooh, just up on Burke. And Burke now has worked up to a 2-0 count. Fernandez and Pena talking something over. Both come away smiling, so probably just some encouraging talk between the guys. Swing, one-handed swing, as I think Jacob's going to get another left-handed glove. He started his swing and his left hand came off the bat. He has swapped out for another glove. I'm sorry, it's Will Burke. I think I might have said Jacob. Jacob's at first base. Okay, so Burke has a 2-1 count. A little bit of a lull here. Okay, everybody ready now. And Fernandez comes set. He kicks, he fires, and that one lands over the inside corner to even up the count. Now we got Deuces Wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And I mean, as I've said before, I'm no soothsayer, but I'm going to guess we're going to see a breaking ball or a changeup here. And we do, and we get a foul ball from Burke. Nice job fighting that off. I mean, when a guy's throwing like this, that's what you can do. Just foul it off, punch it into right field, do something on this changeup that just gets it into play, and it's nice to get it to the right side, especially with 2 strikes. Because it means you're not out on your front foot lunging too much, and then you're going to be way out in front of this guy's changeup. So a nice battle here for Will Burke against Mikey Fernandez. There's that curveball, and he does not go for it. It lands low and away. It's interesting. Fernandez obviously has much more confidence in those off-speed pitches than he does in his fastball, at least tonight. I've never seen him before. See what he does with full count, 2 outs. Oh, runner moving and fastball off the helmet. And Will Burke's okay. You could hear it hit the helmet, but he looks like he's fine. He is aboard first base with a hit by pitch, and Lozano will move over to second base. We will have a meeting at the mound 72 pitches into this, and Fernandez is going to get a visit from his coach with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Tie score 1-1. All right, after the hit by pitch, you got Will Burke at first base, Jacob Lozano at second, 2 outs, bottom of the 4th, Dean Spoto up. He walked his first time up. That is a changeup that misses the mark outside. It's the first time I've seen that pitch miss in that spot. That has found its mark way more than it hasn't tonight. There's a fastball, swing and a miss by Spoto. On deck is Cannon Murtaugh. Big hole on the right side as Hernandez is holding the runner on at second. And Fernandez misses up and away. There is, let's see, is there some activity out in the bullpen? It looks like at least somebody looks like they might be making their way out there. Fernandez gets a swing and a miss there, and now he has 2 balls, 2 strikes. A quick throw over to first base from Warner, and Will Burke comes sliding back in time. So we got 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. And Spoto up. Fernandez 76 pitches into this. And he gets him swinging and gets himself out of the inning. Boy, I tell you, this young guy, Mikey Fernandez, is something. Can't help but be impressed by him. He has done great, as has McCall Bymiller for the Tigers. All right, the bottom half of the 4th inning, no runs, no hits, no errors. 2 Tigers left on base. After 4 complete, it's 1-1. And we're going to have a pitching change.
Pitching for the Tigers, number 18, Brady Hoare. Brady Hoare at the mound.
And Brady Hoare is going to come in and pitch for the Tigers. Brady, a 3-time perfect game all-tournament selection. All right, he will face Kevin Brunette, Anthony Linares, and then the top of the order with Jackson Mirza. We're at the top of the 5th here at Hyer Family Park. Started off with a little bit of a little line of showers that came through the area very quickly. Put a layer of water onto the infield, but really didn't change any plans other than to delay the pregame ceremony honoring the 30th anniversary of the Jesuit state champion 1994 baseball team. A wonderful ceremony for them and their families. And then we've had a gem of a ball game to watch here with McCall Bymiller and Mikey Fernandez in a left-handed pitching duel. But now we have Brady Hoare is going to come in relief. He's a right-hander, and he will face Kevin Brunette, who hit a long fly out to center field, almost to the warning track, his first time up. And he takes one in the hip, and he is aboard. And that'll bring up Anthony Linares, the third baseman. Anthony Linares, the third baseman. Looks like they want someone to run for Kevin Brunette. Coach Mirza, the third base coach, is stopping everybody and then pointing over to the dugout. And nobody reacts, so I guess Kevin Brunette's going to do his own running. Linares grounded out to third base his first time up. Brady fires it over. Brunette falls back on first base. And we got nobody out. Top of the fifth, 1-1. Playing him pretty much straight away. No wind. He turns around to bunt. And that ends up foul. It looks like he bunted it into the ground, then it popped up and hit DiCarlo on the inside of his left knee. I can't quite tell, but foul ball nonetheless. 0-1. So okay, so they've shown their hand here. You got to think he's going to give him another shot to try and get this bunt down and get Brunette over to second base. Pickoff attempt. Keeps him honest, but does not get him out. Snap throw to first base. Gets by the first baseman, but not by much. And that is a ball. So we got a ball and a strike. DiCarlo came up throwing. Since Brunette had a nice secondary lead there. They don't get him. And now Coach Mirza is going to come talk to Anthony Linares. Okay, Gaither's coach calls timeout. He's bringing his lineup card out, so he's going to do something. He's going to make some kind of substitution, maybe a pinch runner at first base. I can't tell what number it is. But there's going to be a pinch runner at first base.
Now first base number 10, Eddie Rojo. Pinch runner for the designated hitter.
All right, Eddie Rojo is in at first base to run for Brunette. And we're going to get a sacrifice bunt. Everybody moves into their coverage, and a nice curveball as he sort of had the old slash bunt there, where he squares the bunt, pulls it back, and then takes a hack. But it was an empty hack, and so now it's a ball and 2 strikes. Oh, the errant throw into the right field bullpen, and that's going to give Rojo second base. And so they don't need to bunt anymore. That's unfortunate because that's going to now put the go-ahead run at second base. And if you have, it's a ball, 1 and 2, yeah. And so if you're Anthony Linares, just even the dinkiest ground ball to the right side is going to move Rojo over to third base. And then there are any number of ways you can score him with 1 out from third base, of course. So let's see. It's a good test for Brady Hyer. It's not going to get any easier when Jackson Mirza comes up to bat next. Here's a curveball that spins and breaks but stays inside its ball. And so now we have a 2-2 count. This is great competition. This is exactly what Jesuit and Gaither need early in the season, kind of see where they are. And that is in on the hands. A nice pitch by Hyer. And he fouls that away. A nice job by Anthony Linares. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And, hats off to this kid. He's a 9-hole hitter, and he is making it tough, making Hyer earn anything he gets here. We've had attempted bunt, slash bunt, foul ball, and now a ground ball is going to get his teammate to third base. And he reacts exactly as you would want a teammate to react. As he crosses first base, he's clapping. He knows he did his job. Okay, so Jackson Mirza goes over to talk with his dad, Eddie, along with Eddie Rojo, the pinch runner over at third base. So Mirza has grounded out second base, walked, and then scored their only run. And he really just wreaked havoc on the base paths. He got walked, then he stole second on an attempted pickoff, and then another attempted pickoff in the center field got away from the shortstop covering and then from center fielder backing it up. And so Jackson Mirza has drawn the infield in here. I mean, this guy can hurt you without obviously without even hitting the ball. He can hurt you. All right, so Hyer in the stretch with one out, fires it wide. And now it's a ball and no strikes. Left-handed hitting Jackson Mirza, who's going to go play across town at USF when he finishes up at Gaither. Swung on and tipped foul right into the glove of Vincent DiCarlo. And Jackson calls timeout. All right. 1-1-1. A ball, a strike, an out. 1 run each. Infield in. Top of the 5th. There's a curveball that gets him swinging. Good pitch by Brady. All right. Now he's got 2 strikes. But with the infield in, you can just have a little soft liner, a little pop-up that just gets over the infield. We'll see what he does. And there is a curveball that he fights off. A good job by Jackson Mirza and a good pitch from Brady Hyer. Great experience for Brady Hyer tonight to come into this situation and have to figure out a way to get this guy out and keep that runner at third base. That's a fastball just inside. Jesuit fans aren't going to like it, but I got a good look at that, and that was inside. So now it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. And a swing and a miss, and he gets him swinging, and that is a huge strikeout for Brady Hyer. All right, so that's going to change the situation now. Everybody can go back to their regular depth. You got 2 outs now, and Angel Hernandez, who reached on an error and then was called out on strikes. That's a curveball that misses just inside. A collective groan from the Jesuit faithful. A long look for the signal in there. He gets it, comes set. And the 1-0 is a breaking ball that finds the outside corner, and it evens the count at a ball and a strike. Eddie Rojo, the pinch runner, at third base. And that is a fastball that's down and in and fouled back to the screen. Advantage Hyer. And so now Angel Hernandez is in a 1-2 hole. And this would be quite a feather in his hat if Brady can get out of this situation where they had a runner at third base and one out. We'll see. Ball high. Deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. On deck is Nico Lopez. That is up and in, and he fights it off. Right up and in on the hands. And a nice job by Angel Hernandez. A good pitch and a nice job by the batter to just foul it off, stay alive. This is definitely the highest drama moment of the game so far. And a curveball over the outside corner. He gets him looking. And that is an excellent job from Brady Hyer to be in that situation. And get out of it. He gets the strikeout swinging from Mirza, and then he gets Hernandez looking. Excellent relief pitching from Brady Hyer. And the first guy out there meeting him to celebrate, McCall Bymiller. It's a great culture that Coach Menendez has here at Jesuit. All his teammates are out there to greet Brady as he battled out of a real fix there. Okay, we move to the bottom half of the 5th inning. And Jesuit's going to have Cannon Murtaugh and then DJ Perella and Jack Clark. And they're going to face Mikey Fernandez, who's been hot as truck stop coffee tonight. He's had 77 pitches, 46 strikes, and 31 balls. The lefty that will play for the Miami Hurricanes when he finishes at Gaither. And he is just full of confidence with good reason because he has had his stuff working. He'd probably like to have a few more strikes with the fastball, but boy, his off speed is next level stuff. Okay, Cannon Murtaugh, who fell victim to him on strikes, his first time up. Now digs in for a second time. And that's a fastball that is down. And he's scooped up by Warner, but that ball is going to be turned over to the umpire. He'll rub it down and see if maybe they can keep using that one. Here comes second pitch. That is swung through by Murtaugh. A nice hefty hack, but an empty one. That is swung on and popped up to the right side. First baseman Lopez catches it. And that is out number 1.
Number 9, DJ Perella, the center fielder.
All right, 1 out. DJ Perella up. DJ has singled, infield single to the shortstop, and he has struck out, scored the team's only run on the RBI single by Noah Sheffield. That's all they've been able to get on Mikey Fernandez tonight. He misses with a ball up and out. Looked like it was an attempted curveball, just didn't get the pull down on it. And it stayed up and out. Here comes the 1-0. That is at the letters and inside, and now DJ's got a 2-0 count. That one, same spot, 3-0. Well, priority number one, keep DJ Perella off the base paths. And he gets a strike called. DJ thought he was going to head over to first base on balls, but umpire thought otherwise.
Monty Flores is watching you, Doug.
Yeah, he sent that. Hello out there, Mondi Flores. You look like you must be in a hotel room watching the stream. There's strike two. I'm sure it's bringing back memories. Austin's our DJ now, but his predecessor is Mondi Flores, who is tuning in. That is fouled straight back. We miss you, Mondi. Hope all is well for you and your family. All right, DJ Perella, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bottom of the 5th. Fernandez at 86 pitches at this point. And now that's ball 4, and DJ Perella is on board now.
Number 7, Jack Clark, the left fielder.
All right, Jack Clark up. Jack, the 9-time perfect game all-tournament selection, and out comes Gaither's coach. Coach is telling Jackson Mirza was running in from center field. He was running in from center field, and Gaither's coach kept waving him off, saying, no, 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 we're not taking him out.
Jesuit Tigers defeated Berkeley Prep by a score of 22-3.
Okay, looks like, I don't know if that's a pinch hitter. No, Jack Clark's still suited up, but maybe on deck we have a pinch hitter. Number 24. We'll see. No, 24 is Vincent DiCarlo. He's not a pinch hitter. Never mind. Okay. So Perella goes to first base after the walk. Jack Clark, who has gone down on strikes and has grounded out to third base. So the Tiger left fielder, senior, future member of the squad up in High Point, North Carolina, in the Piedmont Triad. You know who the Piedmont Triad is, Mike?
I'm sorry?
The Piedmont Triad in North Carolina. Do you know what 3 towns that is? What are they?
Let me think about it.
All right.
I'm disconnected you, Troy, New York.
All right, that's our question, folks. Let's see who gets it in the comments. What are the 3 towns that comprise the Piedmont Triad in North Carolina?
Winston-Salem.
Winston-Salem. Mike Letting chimes in with Winston-Salem. That is correct. What's the?
Raleigh.
No, it's not Raleigh. Fastball off the mark, ball 1. It's definitely Winston-Salem, and the other 2,
Gary?
not Cary. It's not far from there, though. The throw over,
Raleigh?
not Raleigh. I'll give you one. High Point. He's going to High Point University. That's the second one. And then the... Huh? It's Greensboro. I think those are the 3. Winston-Salem, Greensboro, and High Point.
Greensboro? I was going to say
I think those are the three that are the Piedmont Triad. It was like the cigarette manufacturers, I think, at one point. Reynolds. Anyway, called strike. Little known and even less cared for facts, folks. Okay, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. DJ at first. Probably not for long. And he heads back over. This is about what it looked like when By Miller was trying to keep Jackson Mirza honest at first base. I hope we get the same result, quite honestly. Maybe, a stolen base, an errant throw, something to get DJ around, because all he needs is a tiny little opening. That is a hefty but empty hack. And we got a ball and 2 strikes. And he slings it, and that is fouled off into the bank parking lot.
What's this kid's pitch count?
He is now at 91 pitches. He's thrown 54 strikes and 37 balls. And,
There's still a limit of 105.
I would think that they use all the, what is it, the pitch smart? Is that what they call it?
It's a guideline on it. Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, it's early in the season. You'd think they'd,
Exactly.
that is lifted into the air on the right side, and a good play by Nico Lopez. Initially, it almost looked like that was going to carry a little bit over his head, but good job. And DJ Perella holds up at first base. And a nice pitch from Mikey Fernandez in on the hands, and that's kind of all Jack Clark could do with it. Brings up Vincent DiCarlo. A stellar catcher who has had a tough time against Fernandez, and they don't even try to get DJ Perella, who got a great jump and gets another stolen base. That was a ball. All right. Warner's going to go out probably with a runner at second just to review his signs with Mikey Fernandez. But DJ was going on first movement, and Warner didn't even try to throw. DiCarlo hasn't had much luck against Fernandez. Again, that's nothing to be ashamed of, the way that guy's been pitching tonight. But this would be the time. His team needs him here, and there's a big opening on that right side. Let's see if Vincent can squirt one through that right side or off into that right center field gap like he's apt to do and get DJ across the plate. There's a strike. And DJ stays put. That is hit high in the air to left field. Under it is Cho, and he catches it and falls against the wall. So a warning track shot from Vincent DiCarlo doesn't have quite enough to clear the wall. And that's out number 3. Bottom half of the 5th, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left on base. And after 5 complete, it is 1 run apiece for Gaither and Jesuit. All right, after an excellent inning in relief, last inning from Brady Hoare, he's going to come back out. And he will face 3, 4, and 5. Nico Lopez, David Pena, and S.J. Branhan. So we shall see if Gaither has
Number 1, Nico Lopez, the first baseman.
base runners, hits, runs, any other offensive production against Brady Hoare, who has thrown 19 pitches in that one inning. He came in and did a whale of a job getting out of that jam. There's a curveball that lands too short into the dirt, and he's got a ball. Top of the 6th. Two balls, no strikes. That one finds a mark. 2 and 1. Up and out, and it's now 3 and 1. First baseman Nico Lopez. And a good hitter's count here. Swing and a miss on an outside fastball. And he gets him. Look, no, he doesn't get him looking. DiCarlo sure looked like he had him. He hopped up with a lot of energy there, and he may be talking it over with the umpire, saying, man, he didn't miss by much there. So Nico Lopez draws a walk, and that brings up David Pena, the switch hitting junior shortstop, who's going to play at UAB in a couple of years.
Keep him in the box.
All right, nobody out, top of the 6th. Nice block by DiCarlo. And there's a curveball that gets a swing and a miss. And DiCarlo's got something. I don't know if he strained something or pulled something, but he's looks like his left hip is bothering him. I mean, that catcher's a tough position. I would imagine everything would hurt on me if I had to squat for 5 minutes back there. All right, a ball and a strike. There's a curveball. Pops out of DiCarlo's glove, but I think it was a little bit inside anyway. And switch hitter David Pena, batting from the left side against right-hander Brady Hoare. Pena has struck out looking and grounded out to second base. On deck is S.J. Branhan, the right fielder. At first base, Nico Lopez, who drew a walk. Fastball down and dusty, and it's now 3 balls and a strike. And very well played by Vincent DiCarlo. I mean, right on the money. Beautiful, but it was ball 4. He came up throwing, and that was just a perfect throw. All right, so 2 men aboard, both balls, both bases on balls, and out comes Jesuit pitching coach. Now, Branhan hit that sort of sinking line drive out to Zane Pestalozzi in right field. His last time up, struck out swinging to Bymiller his first time up. And we got nobody out here. Gotta wonder if Branhan's going to be bunting. All right, nobody out. Tie ball game. Top of the 6th, 1-1. And Brady Hoare in another jam here. Did a great job getting out of the last one. Curveball. Branhan does not offer. He takes ball 1. On deck, Josh Cho, the left fielder. And there's a strike, and now we got a ball on a strike. Sort of a little bit of a restless unease in the crowd right now. Something's got to give. And he gets a breaking ball in the dirt, swing and a miss. Shot away from DiCarlo, but the hustling junior scurries over, grabs it, keeps it in front of him, keeps the runners, most importantly, right where they are. And puts Hoare in a position to now hopefully get a strikeout. That would probably help Jesuit the most here. No, maybe a double play ball would help him the most. And here we've got a timeout. Branhan wants to collect himself. Playing him straight away. There's a curveball just off the outside corner, and that evens up the count, 2-2. Boy, how did he lay off that one? Man, oh man, that was a good-looking curveball, and it missed, but it didn't miss by much. Goodness gracious. There's a, yes, he took the umpire a little while to ring him up, but that was a fastball that just, I think that caught Branhan flat-footed. I don't think he was expecting it.
Number 2, Josh Cho, left fielder.
Okay, Josh Cho has grounded out and been hit by a pitch. So he'll come up now with 1 out, and Menendez is going to come in and make a pitch and change. Brady Hoare is 35 pitches into this. And Miguel pats him on the back, says, nice work. And out comes, I think that's Keen Hyer. Is that who that is? Let me see.
Coming in pitch for
Yep,
the
it's
Tigers,
Keen
number
Hyer.
33, Keen Hyer. Keen Hyer will be on the mound.
Keen Hyer, the hard-throwing lefty, junior. 3-time perfect game all-tournament selection. So Josh Cho will face Keen Hyer, hard-throwing lefty. And now Keen is going to come in to a difficult predicament as well. Keen Hyer has Nico Lopez at second base and David Pena at first. Both drew walks. And then S.J. Branhan went down on strikes, and those are your 3 outs. Orr came in the 5th. All right, Keen Hyer comes into the music of Blake Shelton.
Once again, stepping to plate, number 2, Josh Cho, left field. Got it. Already announced it, Blue. About an hour and a half ago.
All right, Josh Cho in to face Keen Hyer. Runners at first and second, 1 out, top of the 6th. Tie ball game. And the first offering is a fastball outside corner called strike 1. That's how you come into relief. Get a quick strike on. And put the pressure on the hitter. I wonder, is he going to... I don't know that you bunt with 1 out here. No, he's not. That's a attempted curveball, does not make its way down in the strike zone. We got a ball and a strike and an out and 1 run apiece. 1's all over the board, and it's 9-11. This one playing a lot more slowly than the game the other night. The game against Cypress Creek was over by 9 o'clock, I believe. Nice block by DiCarlo. It's a fastball in the dirt. And now 2 balls and a strike. On deck, Ryder Warner, the catcher. Fastball gets by DiCarlo, and everybody moves up 90 feet. Okay, 3-1. That is hit up the middle. It is a diving catch by Dean Spoto, but the throw is off the bag, Wow, what a stop to just keep that into the infield. But I don't think he'd have gotten him with an accurate throw. That was a heck of a diving stop. Wow. An RBI single is what that is.
It's for Jesuit, 1 run.
One.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right. I mean, an excellent diving play by Dean Spoto on what would have been certainly a 2 RBI single, but it limits it to a 1 RBI single. Debatable whether or not that would have been an out had he accurately thrown it to first base. It just pulled Burke off the bag a little bit. But that is scored as a hit, and that is the first hit of the night for Cowboys. All right, looks like we got another pitcher in now. And that is number 32, Caden Wechter. And Caden, tall, hard-throwing right-hander. And he is a sophomore and a 10-time perfect game all-tournament selection. He will come in with a runner at first, a runner at third, Ryder Warner in, who has been hit by a pitch, and the catcher has flown out to left field. So a great situation for Caden Wechter to come into. He throws a sharp breaking ball and a fastball with a lot of zip on it from a tall frame, about 6'2", 6'3". It'd be great to have a double play ball for him right now. Get him out of this inning. But anyway, for now, it's going to be Ryder Warner, the catcher, here in the top of the 6th. And the top of the 6th has proven to be the biggest threat from the Gaither Cowboys tonight. They already have 1 run across, only 1 out. There's another another base runner at third base, along with Josh Cho at first base, who just hit the ground ball up the middle. And he heads off to second base. And now we have runners at second and third with 1 out. Infield comes in. Wechter works from the stretch. And throws a nice sharp breaking curveball to get a swinging strike 1. Sophomore Wechter. Now, again, this is one of those times where if he can get out of this, limiting them to just these 2 runs, or sorry, just the 1 run this inning, that's going to help his maturity a lot. Tapped over. It is fielded by Sheffield on the left side, thrown across the diamond, and it's going to be an RBI ground out. That's a fastball in there for strike 1. There are now 2 outs, but a 3-1 Gaither lead now. And up is Kevin Brunette. All right, a ball and a strike on Kevin Brunette. 3-1 Gaither. And Wechter delivers, and he makes a nice snag, but overthrows first base. Goodness gracious. That's going to allow Cho to score. Oh my gosh, did Wechter make a great snag on a ball that would have been a base hit up the middle, but the throw sails over Will Burke's head and allows the run to score.
Can't be too nonchalant, son. Now to play with the number 9 batter, number 18, Anthony Linares, the third baseman.
Boy, you know, young Caden Wechter, he got 2 weak ground balls, but neither of them was able to prevent a run. Good situation to be in as a young guy early in the season, though. He's going to do a lot of pitching for the Tigers over these next few years, and he'll be able to draw on this experience for sure. So 2 ground outs to the left side for Anthony Linares tonight. He's up for his 3rd at bat. And what has been a big top of the 6th inning for Gaither. They have opened up a 4-1 lead at this point. And Wechter, curveball, gets a swing and a miss. And now it's 0-2. And does he go? No, the umpire does not. Yes, he appeals to the field umpire who says, yes, Linares went around. And so that is swinging strike 3. Okay. That is the top half of the 6th inning. And in that top half of the 6th inning, there were 3 Cowboy runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. After 5.5, it is Gaither 4 and Jesuit 1. Looks like we're going to have a new pitcher, and that pitcher is going to be Jackson Mirza. I can't tell who's in center field. No way I can tell. Even if he does, it's hard to tell. All right, bottom half of the 6th inning, guys. Jackson Mirza comes in from center field to take the mound. He's going to face Noah Sheffield, Zane Pestalozzi, and Jacob Lozano. But he will enjoy what his teammates thus far have not been able to enjoy, and that's a Gaither lead. It is now 4-1 Gaither. Jackson Mirza. Jackson Mirza has come in from center field.
This kid turns his back, I'll get it for you. Number 11 is in the field?
Yeah, Jackson Mirza.
No, Jackson Mirza's on the mound.
He's on the mound. Now coming in from center field to pitch, number 11, Jackson Mirza. You see where the hell out there is the who's now center?
No idea. I can't read the numbers. They need to make a law against
Okay.
numbers that you can't read.
I guess Kevin Burnett is in center field. He's a free agent.
I'll buy that. All right, Noah Sheffield watches a curveball, strike one. Now Noah has singled to center field, and he has been called out on strikes. And he swings a mighty hack, but it is a foul ball straight back. And Jackson Mirza is quickly up 0-2. A curveball is slapped into left field for Sheffield's second single of the night. And that's how to get it started. Brings up Zane Pestalozzi. Now Zane fell victim to strikes twice against Mikey Fernandez. And now he'll get a crack at Jackson Mirza. That's a fastball upstairs, ball one. Noah Sheffield at first base, similar to Perella in that he is eager to get to second. Two and 0, and at some point he's going to take off running, I'm sure. All right, Pestalozzi steps in, 2-0, and the throw over to first base. Chases Noah back to first base. Swinging an empty hack. 2 balls and a strike for Zane. Fastball gets by him, and now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Zane can go and play for Campbell University when he finishes up. And he gets him on another strike for a fastball on the inside corner. And that's going to give way to Jacob Lozano. Now, Jacob was a victim of strikes and then got a base on balls. This is his 3rd time up tonight. So officially, that's 0 for 1. There's a fastball. And, you know, Mirza has a little bit of a sidearm delivery, maybe just between 3/4 and sidearm delivery, and it comes across to the inside corner. But from that angle, it comes right across the plate. It just feels like it's right in tight on these guys' hands, and none of them have been able to get the barrel out there to get onto that. That one in tight, but a little too in tight. And now it's a ball and a strike. I don't think he has landed a breaking ball yet, so it's been all fastballs to kind of come across right into the hands of these right-handed hitters. And there's another one. That is hit hard at the third baseman. Glove there, over to second, then across to first, but a wild throw to first base. It's going to let Lozano Cruz into second base on a throwing error. A great play at third base. All right, so that's out number 2.
First baseman for the Tigers.
The lead out, Sheffield out at second base as the lead out, but then Lozano cruises in. He reaches on error. Well, he reaches on a fielder's choice and then gets to second on the throwing error. Brings up Will Burke. And Burke, behind on that, slashes it into the netting over by the first base dugout. And at this point, Mirza is 13 pitches into it. He's thrown 10 strikes and 3 balls. Future USF Bull. There's a curveball. And had Will not fouled that off, that would have been a called strike. Nice job pulling the trigger on that one. He just happened to chop it foul. That is hit hard into left center field. That's going to be a single, fielded by the left fielder. Lozano comes around across the plate for his second run of the night, and Will Burke has a 2-strike RBI single here in the bottom of the 6th. Just getting a little bit at a time here.
Stepping in place, second baseman, number 1, Dean Sproul.
All right, Dean Spoto, the second baseman, takes inside. Spoto has walked and gone down on strikes. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. Gaither up 4-2. That is hit way up in the air. Shortstop and left fielder come over, and Josh Cho calls off. David Pena makes the grab from his left-handed or left fielder position and retires the side.
Tigers scored 1 run. They did it on 2 base hits. Cowboys committed 1 error, and the Tigers left 1 stranded. Score now 4-2. Number 6 concludes.
All right, bottom half of the 6th. 1 run, 2 Jesuit hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. After 6 complete, it is Gaither 4-2 over the Tigers. Caden Wechter back out to the mound. He will face the top of the Gaither lineup. He'll face Jackson Mirza, Angel Hernandez, and Nico Lopez. All right, sophomore Caden Wechter comes out for his 2nd inning of work, and he'll find himself going up against Jackson Mirza, who is, you got to like everything about him. He hustles, Gets the bat on the ball. He's come into pitch now. He has grounded out, walked, scored, and struck out. Wechter misses low, and it's ball one. 1-0. And it looks like Mirza is he asking for another bat? Yeah. Is the grip slippery? I don't know. That's a swing and a miss.
You gotta change the bat that you could miss the ball with.
There's a fastball that misses up and out, and we got a 2-1 count. Top of the seventh here. Yeah, they're playing him straight away. No wind at this point. There's a strike right down the pipe. And Wechter with a nice crisp fastball, and he throws a good breaking ball too. Very promising looking sophomore. And that one sails a little bit wide, and now it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. That is fouled off. Good pitch and a good job of fouling that off. It was kind of down below the knees, but on the outside corner, and there's not much you can do with it. And that's a good thing to do with it, because maybe you get something better to hit this time. If you're Wechter, you got a full count, so you're going to have to put it over the plate, because you really don't want to have him on base. But he's going to be on the base nonetheless with a full count single to lead things off. I was going to bring up Angel Hernandez. Angel has reached on an error and struck out looking twice.
Angel Hernandez, the second baseman.
On deck will be Nico Lopez. Fastball too tall. A ball and no strikes. Nobody out. Top of the seventh. And you got Jackson Mirza, who was the center fielder and now is the pitcher. Does he have somebody running for him, Mike? No, he doesn't. That's him running. And that's him stealing second base.
You call it a ball or strike?
That was a strike. So that's a stolen base for Jackson Mirza. Like I was saying, he gets on base and it just wreaks havoc out there. He gets good jumps. He's fast, obviously, but he gets good jumps, has really good baseball know-how. His leads are good. His secondary leads are good. Just puts all kind of pressure on you. All right, Wechter now in the stretch, 1-1 count to Hernandez. That is a fastball, I guess just off the outside corner, and it's now 2 balls and a strike. And they call him for a balk. Hang on a second. So somebody called a balk. I think one umpire called a balk and the other one called time. What? Oh no! All right, they're sending him back. So what is the call?
I give up on this game tonight.
It was a balk, and then it was a meeting of the umpires, and it's not a balk.
50th year umpire.
All right.
Don't see anymore.
All right. So Mirza's back at second base. And Wachter fires it in, but a little bit too tall, and it's 3-1.
So Blue's going to put him on behind the plate, compensate for really missing the walk call.
Outside, ball 4. And that's going to put another Cowboy on base and bring up Nico Lopez. He has grounded out to first base, struck out, and walked.
Number 1, Nico Lopez, the Cowboys first baseman.
And we're going to have a meeting at the mound here. All right, folks, you are watching and listening to the Jesuit Tigers Sports Network on YouTube and the Jesuit Baseball page on Facebook. I'm Dr. Doug Polides, enjoying high school baseball as always. It's turned out to be a really nice night here. It, of course, started off with the celebration of the 1994 state championship team, but it's like everything's right in the world once high school baseball starts back up again. All right, let's see. Caden Wachter gets a visit from the coaches. We got an empty count on Nico Lopez, who is 0 for 2 tonight with a walk, a ground out and a strikeout. But he's got 2 teammates aboard here in the top of the 7th. There's a curveball, I believe. Dropped that in there for a strike. Nice pitch from Caden Wachter. And he's in one of those tough spots again. You want to limit anything else that Gaither can do here. And as a sophomore, if he can get himself out of this, it'd be great experience for him to draw on later on. And we have another timeout back out of the box. And there is a pickoff attempt at second base. Does not get Mirza. Just a slow lull to the game right now, folks. As you can hear, there's not much noise from the crowd. Just kind of a lull right now. Let's see what happens here with Nico Lopez. As he hits it hard into right field, that's going to score Mirza. The throw comes in, reaches DiCarlo, cuts it off, fires it over to third base, trying to catch Angel Hernandez, sneaking off the bag, and he gets back in time. So that's an RBI single. that is run number 5 for Gaither. And we are going to have a pitching change. And in to pitch is number 34, Johnny Sosnowski. And Johnny Sosnowski is going to be the relief pitcher. He will be the, I believe, the 5th pitcher that Jesuit has brought out tonight. Trailing 5-2 to the Gaither Cowboys. Top half of the 7th inning, nobody out. And due up David Pena, the switch hitting shortstop, who will be headed to UAB is it next year? No, he's a junior, so 2 years from now.
Down the mound, number 34, Johnny Sosnowski. At the plate, number 24, David Pena, shortstop.
All right. Let's see. No, infield is not in. Runners at the corners, nobody out. Middle infield at double play position. Ball in the dirt. Pena has struck out, grounded out, and walked. And there goes the runner. And it is a fake throw to second base, but then the throw to third base sails high into left field. And that runner is going to score.
Fucking 10 runners.
All right, that is a line drive single into left field, and that's going to bring Nico Lopez in. So David Pena does his part. And the Gaither bats have now come alive. They have been handed a number of errors tonight, but now they are making the bats work and making the Tigers pay for those errors. It's 7-2. A swing and a miss from S.J. Branhan. 7 runs for them, Mike.
7.
And there is a curveball that finds its way into the strike zone. And it's now 0-2.
0-2.
Sosnowski in the stretch. Swing! And an empty hack, and he blows it by him for a strikeout swinging, and we get strike number 1. We get out number 1 here in the top half of the 7th. And Gaither up 7-2. Josh Cho has grounded out to the pitcher, hit by a pitch, and singled. He had that single up the middle that was destined for center field until Dean Spoto dove and cut it off. And there goes the runner. And the throw in time. He gets him. Nicely done. Very nicely done from his knees. Vincent DiCarlo gets a throw that hops right into the glove of Jacob Lozano to catch David Pena stealing. That is hit hard in the air to left center field, and that's going to be extra bases. Fielded by Perella as a stand-up double for Josh Cho. That's going to bring up Ryder Warner. And the catcher has been hit by a pitch. He has flown out, and he has grounded out. And that's a curveball over the outside corner, strike one. Sosnowski in the stretch. There's that breaking ball. Boy, he's got a really nice control of that breaking ball. It's got a nice sharp break. Darts right across the plate. Particularly effective against a right-hander. So it's 0-2. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. That is chopped over toward third base, and it goes foul. Sheffield picks it up there. Back up to Sosnowski. And the count stays at 0-2. There's that curveball, strike 3. I guess it's more of a slider. He throws it so hard, but it's got this sharp break, darts right across the plate, and it's just wreaks havoc on a right-hander. But that is a big top of the 7th inning where 3 runs come across for Gaither, 4 hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. So Jackson Mirza heads back out to the mound where he will face, let's see, Cannon Murtaugh, the DH, is due up. And then top of the order, DJ Perella and Jack Clark. Let's see, every now and then, this is a point in the game where Miguel will put in a pinch hitter. Give him a chance to take some hacks. Let's see. It's still Mirza. All right, Cannon Murtaugh with his third time up. All right, Cannon has popped up to first base. He has struck out, and this is his third crack at the Cowboy pitchers. Fouls that high, but straight back. A swing and an empty hack on that, again, that side-armed fastball coming across the plate to the right-hander. That one's too high, about chin high, and now it's a ball and 2 strikes. That one popped up and foul. Is it going to stay in play? No, it's not. Bounces into the bleachers, almost catches a fan over there. Nico Lopez came all the way to the dugout from first base and then just ran out of real estate. All right, a ball and 2 strikes, and Mirza into the windup. That is fouled over into the bank parking lot, and Cannon Murtaugh certainly making Mirza work. And sophomore Cannon Murtaugh doing himself proud this at bat for sure. Really, no matter what happens. He gets a nasty curveball in the dirt after a swing and miss. Really, honestly, no shame there. That was a really difficult pitch to do anything with after a really good, tough at bat. Sometimes pitcher wins, no big deal. All right, DJ Perella. Bouncing ball to the second baseman. Scooped up. Flips it over in time for out number 2. All right. The Tigers down to their last out. Jack Clark comes up. That's a ball low. But Jack Clark has struck out, grounded out, and flown out. And there's a curveball that finds its way into the strike zone over the outer half. And now it's a ball and a strike with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. That is hit over to the right side. A diving play by Angel Hernandez, but it scoots under his glove, and that's going to be a single to right field for Jack Clark. So the Tigers say not quite yet. We are not hanging up the cleats yet. Up comes Vincent DiCarlo. Now Vincent has gone down on strikes a couple of times and then hit one way out there to left field that was caught at the warning track. That's hit sky high again to the left side. And the wind swirling. I would imagine it's the wind swirling that they just could not get a handle on it. 2 of them were parked right underneath it, and that's going to be called an error. Okay, so you got we're looking to see who is running for DiCarlo. Is it number 15? Due up is Noah Sheffield. It's number 13. We have a courtesy runner is number 13, Brody Smith. All right. So Jesuit not quite ready to hang it up yet. And you got Noah Sheffield. He has single to center field, struck out, and single to left field. He comes up with two teammates aboard at second and third in the bottom of the seventh. He hits it high. It's got some carry. It's got a chance. It's got a ticket out of here. Noah Sheffield goes deep to left field, and that one ain't coming back. That one is in the end zone, the south end zone of the football field. And we have a 7-5 game, courtesy of the barrel of the bat from Noah Sheffield. All right, folks, so I guess the old "it ain't over till it's over." We had, after 5 innings, we had 1 run apiece. And in the last 2 frames each, we have an additional 10 runs. Jack Ernest comes in to hit for Pestalozzi, and he takes strike 1. That one is a ball inside, so we got a ball and a strike. That one is hit in the air, foul, out of play down the right field line. And Jack Ernest has a 1-2 count. And the Gaither fans come alive as they see this as perhaps the last pitch, as Jesuit's down to its last strike. That's a curveball down and in. And that 3-run homer from Sheffield has really made things interesting. That is a little nubber down to third base. It's fielded there and thrown across to finish it off. Nice play by Anthony Linares, and that's going to do it. Gaither comes over to Hyer Family Park and wins it 7-5.
Final line score, Gaither scored 7 runs on 5 hits. They committed 2 errors. They left 6 on base. Tigers scored 5 runs on 6 hits. They committed 6 errors and they left 5 on base.
Well, you know, folks, certainly appreciate you guys joining us here. But it is, tonight's game, it was interesting. It was such a pitcher's duel for 4 innings with Miller and Fernandez, 2 future D1 pitchers, and they were great. It really was a joy to watch. I mean, Fernandez struck out 10. I'll have to look out how many Miller struck out. Let's see. Miller struck out, how many did he have? 4 strikeouts. Fernandez had 10. And then it started to kind of become a role reversal. And what I mean by that is you usually have teams come in and they have a really good pitcher, but that's it. After they get past that one pitcher and Jesuit gets to a, third time through the lineup, Jesuit just starts to outdistance them. And that's what it looked like. It was role reversal here tonight. Gaither kind of after 5 innings, they got 3 in the 6th, 3 more in the 7th, and it was looking grim. It was 7-2 at that point, but then Jesuit gets to 2 outs in this bottom half of the 7th, and there was no quit in them. I mean, the Tigers came back, and ultimately Sheffield unloads one onto the football field out there. He got all of it and drew this one closer to 7-5, putting the tying run in the on-deck circle, but not able to make it happen. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for the live stream tonight. Until next time, that's it from the Jesuit Tigers Sports Network.